All right, let's talk about something huge. We're going to tackle a problem that's kind of hidden, but it affects almost every single place where data is built: the problem of invisible work. And we're going to explore a really powerful new idea that could make every single contribution, no matter how small, both permanent and provable.
So, to really get why this solution is so cool, we first have to understand the problem it's trying to solve. It's something that happens every single day, and it's a massive source of frustration for so many people who build the knowledge that we all rely on.
I mean, think about it. When you look at a massive AI dataset or you read a super detailed research paper, you're only seeing the final polished product. But what about all those countless hours of careful, meticulous work that went into it? Where are the digital fingerprints of the people who built it piece by tiny piece? Just imagine a researcher, right? And they're meticulously tagging thousands of images to train a medical AI. They're spending hours adding this crucial context, one small expert label at a time. This work, it's absolutely vital for that AI to even function correctly. Or picture an editor who catches one single critical error in a huge financial report. Their sharp eye prevents wrong information from being used to make major decisions. It's such a tiny action, but it has a potentially enormous impact on quality and trust. So, what happens to all that effort? Well, in most of the systems we use today, it just kind of gets absorbed. The annotation becomes another data point, the correction gets made, and the original human contribution, it just disappears into the background. And that right there, that's the heart of the problem. When there's no trail left behind, there is no way to prove you did the work. Your valuable contribution becomes invisible, and you don't get the recognition or the credit you deserve. It's a fundamental flaw in how we build and track knowledge. But what if we could change that? Seriously, what if we could design a system where every single one of those contributions leaves a permanent, undeniable mark? Well, that's the entire idea behind creating a living, breathing record for knowledge.
Okay, let's break this down, because the name sounds complex, but the idea is actually really clear. On-chain just means it's recorded on a public, unchangeable ledger. It's like carving something in stone forever. And lineage is just its history, its very DNA. So on-chain commitment lineage gives every single piece of data its own permanent, public, and unchangeable DNA record.
And what this gives you is this incredible level of transparency. It isn't just about knowing that something changed. It's about seeing the entire story: who made the change, what exactly they did, and the precise moment it happened. You get total clarity from start to finish.
Now, if this whole idea of tracking changes sounds a little bit familiar, you are totally on the right track. There's a perfect analogy for this from the world of software development that really helps make it click.
See, in software development, we have these things called version control systems, like Git. They are the absolute backbone of how we build modern software, tracking every single change to every single line of code. On-chain commitment lineage is basically bringing that same revolutionary power to the world of knowledge. You can literally think of it as Git, but for data. So how does this actually work in practice? Well, it's a really straightforward process. First, a contribution is made. That annotation or fact check we talked about. Next, that action gets cryptographically sealed and recorded on-chain, where it cannot be altered or deleted. That permanent record then unlocks the complete history of that data point for anyone to see. And the final and most crucial step, the credit for that work becomes provably and permanently linked to the contributor. It's yours. Okay, so what's the real payoff here? Why does making knowledge traceable actually matter in the real world? Well, the implications are much, much bigger than just giving credit where it's due. The results of this are pretty profound. For a field like AI, it means we can finally audit the data it's trained on, which is a massive step forward for trust and safety. For individuals, it means your work is no longer invisible. It's now an asset that you can prove you created. This clarity also establishes undeniable ownership and, maybe best of all, it builds accountability directly into the very fabric of the system. So, the crucial point is this. This whole system leads to two simple but absolutely game-changing shifts. First, we can follow any piece of information all the way back to its origin. It becomes traceable. And second, the credit for creating and improving that information actually sticks to the people who did the work. So I'll leave you with this question. If every fact, every single statistic, and every data point had a clear, public, and unchangeable history attached to it, what would change? Just think about how it would transform the way we trust information, the way we build our technology, and the way we collaborate with one another. It's a pretty powerful idea to consider.